Hello everyone. Now for our Maths New Learning this week, I'm not going to tell you what it is straight away. I'm going to show you some objects and I want you to then have a think for a couple of minutes as to what we might be learning about. Are you ready to have a look at the objects? Here they come. So we've got some ribbon, got some butternut squash, and we've got some toys. I wonder what we're thinking about today. Today we're going to be looking at measure. We're going to be looking at the height of things to see if they're tall or short. We're going to compare different things to see which is the tallest and which is the shortest. And we're also going to look at the length of things to see if they are long or short. And again, we're going to compare to find the longest, the shortest. Maybe even look to see if we can find anything that's the same length. Now Monkey's brought two of his Incredible Hulk toys down to play with today. What do you notice about his toys? Are they both the same height? No, they're not, because Monkey has got a short Incredible Hulk toy and a very tall Incredible Hulk toy. So this one is taller than this toy. And this Incredible Hulk toy is shorter than this Incredible Hulk toy. Now Monkey, I know you've got another one, haven't you? You've got three of them. Let's have a look. Is this third one the same height as the tallest one? Is it taller or shorter? Let's put them right next to each other. You can see this Incredible Hulk toy is shorter than this one. But what about if we compared him to this one? Is he taller or shorter? That's right. The third Incredible Hulk toy is taller than this one, and this one is shorter. Shall we put them in order of size from the shortest to the tallest? So which one was the shortest? Is it this one? No? What about this one? No? Here we go, here's the shortest. So we can pop him over here. Now which one do you think comes next? So the very tallest one's going to come on this end, and then the one in the middle is going to come into the middle. So do we think this one's the very tallest one? Or do we think this is the middle-sized one? And what about this one? Is this the very tallest one? I think you're right, this one is definitely taller, isn't it? So we're going to move you over there. And then we have the middle-sized Hulk goes in the middle. So we put them in order from the shortest. Then we've got a middle-sized one. And then we've got the tallest. We've put them in height order. I wonder if you can do that with the members of your family. Can you find out who's the shortest in your family, who's the tallest, and put yourselves into height order? Monkey and I were wondering just how tall the tallest Incredible Hulk was. So we found something to measure with. It's called a non-standard unit of measure because we're going to use our cubes. We're going to use our cubes to do the measuring with. So in order to measure the Hulk, I've got my tower of cubes and I'm going to put them behind him. And then I'm going to come from the top of his head. Now that's too tall at the moment, so I'm going to take one off. And you can see he is approximately, it's not exactly, but it's approximately this number of cubes. I wonder how many cubes there are. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the tallest Incredible Hulk is 9 cubes tall. I wonder how tall the next Incredible Hulk was. Okay, so let's ask this one to move over. Let's move him over. over. Have your Tower of Cubes behind you. Put the next Incredible Hulk there. Get some lots of cubes. That's it. I've got my cubes again. And I'm going to put them behind him like I did before. That's definitely too many cubes, isn't it? That's too tall. So I'm going to find his head again. And I'm going to break the cubes off. There we go. That's about the same height. That's as close as I can get. So I wonder how many cubes tall this Incredible Hulk is. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cubes tall. How many cubes tall do you think the smallest Incredible Hulk will be? The tallest was 9. The middle-sized Hulk was 6. Do you think it's going to be less? Let's put him in then. Let's get him to stand up first. That's it. Let's put 1 cube down. Do you think he's taller than 1 cube? I think so. Let's put a 2nd cube on the tower. Well, I think that's about right, isn't it? So the smallest Incredible Hulk is 2 cubes tall. Monkey and I both have a pencil each. Monkey's got a blue colouring pencil and I've got a purple pencil, which is actually a writing pencil. I wonder who's got the longest pencil. How can we work that out? Oh, I know. I want to have the longest pencil, so if I put them together like this, my pencil's longer than Monkey's, isn't it? Oh, isn't that fair, Monkey? Monkey says I'm not measuring in a fair way. Let me try again. I'll swap hands and then I'll do it like that. There we go. I've got the longest pencil, Monkey. Is that still not fair? I wonder what I need to do to make sure that my measuring is fair. There, I've got to put the ends together. So I'm going to put the bottoms together. So that's a fair starting point. And then as we come up, we can see, we get to the top. So which pencil is the longest? You're right, it's Monkey's blue colouring pencil. His colouring pencil is longer than my pencil. And it's a fair way to measure them because we put both the ends of the pencils together at the starting point and then we measured the length of each one. And it doesn't matter which hand I put them in, as long as we've got a fair starting point or which way I turn them round. The starting point needs to be in the same place to make it fair when measuring. Let's play a quick game with the butternut squash. We've got to work out which one is the longest. Is it 1? Is it 2? Or is it 3? Which one do you think is the longest? Butternut squash 1, butternut squash 2, or butternut squash 3? How can we work this out? So in order to work out which one's the longest, what we're going to do is we're going to put their ends in the same place, because at the moment they're all in different places, their ends of the butternut squash. Now on my table you can see this line here, so we're going to use this line as a starting line. So I put that in there. Let's move this one, put that on the end. Let's move this one, put that one on the end. Now I'm going to have to move the iPad over because this middle one and this end one has popped off the side. So let's see if we can move that over so we get it all in shot again. Okay. So, to find the one that's the longest, it's going to be the one that comes furthest along this way. So, we've got to the end of this one. Is there another butternut squash that goes further? Yeah, both these two do, don't they? So, that's not the longest. Come on to this one. Keep coming up till we find the end. Now we found the end of this one. And let's see. Does this other butternut squash reach where the end of the other one is? It doesn't, does it? So this butternut squash is longer than this butternut squash. So let's swap those two round, then we'll have put them in order. And then you can see where we've played our game of finding which butternut squash is the longest. Always make it fair, let's get back on the line. That's it. You can see we've got the shortest, then you've got the middle size length one, and then we've got the longest. This one's the longest butternut squash, isn't it? It was the one that was number 2. It was in the middle, but we swapped them round. Well done if you worked out the longest butternut squash. Monkey and I like to make things. We like to create things and make pictures. And sometimes when we're doing that, we like to stick down pieces of ribbon. So I've got some of our pieces of ribbon that we like to use here. Depending on what we're making, depends on how long a piece of ribbon we need. Sometimes we might need short pieces of ribbon. Sometimes we might need long pieces of ribbon. And sometimes we might need ribbon that's exactly the same length. We might need 2 pieces exactly the same length. Shall we measure our pieces of ribbons and see if we can find the 2 pieces of ribbon that are exactly the same length? Now, can you remember what we have to do to be fair? We have to have the same starting point, don't we? So I'm going to use this line in my table here. So we have to put the ends so they're all starting from the same point. Now this is a straight line, so if they all start touching that line, then they're starting in a fair place. Now let's have a look. You can see the different pieces of ribbon all starting in the same place, but do they all end in the same place? Or are they different lengths? Have you spotted any of the ribbons that are ending in the same place? Because that means they're the same length. They're starting in the same place and they're ending in the same place. They're actually the same length. I knew you'd spot them. They're these two, aren't they? So if I move the longest ribbon and pop that down here, I can put these 2 ribbons next to each other. They start in the same place and they finish in the same place because they are the same length. They're exactly the same. Then we've got our longest one. We'd already discovered that one. So this must mean this is our shortest ribbon. Let's put our shortest ribbon up the top. And then we've put them in order of length. We've started with the shortest. We've then got 2 exactly the same length in the middle. And then we've got our longest piece of ribbon. Monkey and I thought it would be fun to find out how long a piece of ribbon is. So we were going to use cubes, and then we thought, what if you don't have cubes at home? So we found something else to measure with. So we're using 5p coins. Now they all have to be 5p coins. You can't have a 2p coin and a 1p coin because they're all different sizes. And when you're measuring how long something is, then what you use to measure with has to be exactly the same. So you can see all my 5p's are exactly the same size. So at the moment my ribbon is 1, 2, 3, 4. And did you notice I started in the same place right at the end of the ribbon? So I've got 4 so far. I wonder how many it will be all together. See if you can have an estimate. Have a sensible guess. What do you think? Okay, let's measure it. So I've got 4. I've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think one more, don't you? 11. My longest piece of ribbon is about 11 5p coins long. I wonder what you can find around the house to measure. Go and have an explore. Have fun measuring. Monkey and I hope you enjoyed watching our video and helping us to measure the height and length of our different objects, and also to put them in order from the shortest to the tallest and the shortest to the longest. Some challenges for you now. I wonder if you can have a look and find 3 different objects that are different lengths. And can you find the shortest and the longest? Can you put them in order from the shortest to the longest? If you've got some Lego or some building blocks or construction pieces at home, can you build 3 towers so that you have a short tower, a middle-sized tower, and a really tall tower? Can you cut yourself some pieces of paper at different lengths? Maybe you could use coins or cubes to measure how long they are with, to find out how many coins or how many cubes long your pieces of paper are. Lots of challenges for you to do, so have fun. Bye everyone.